WordPress uses two different content types, pages and posts. Although editors for both look similar, and they look similar when they are published, they serve different purposes on your website. Posts are used to create blog content, articles, and other content listed on your blog page. When you create a page that displays all of your posts, they're shown in reverse chronological order, so that the newest content is shown at the top of the list. If you are using WordPress as a blog, then you will likely end up using posts for the majority of your website content. Since posts are listed with the newest post at the top, your posts are meant to be timely. Your older posts are archived based on the month and year. As the posts get older, your visitors will have to dig deeper to find them. You have the option to organize your posts based on categories and tags. Blog posts also encourage conversations. They have a built-in comment feature that allows users to comment on a particular topic. By default, comments, pingbacks, and trackbacks are enabled. On the other hand, pages are static, one-off type content like your About page, privacy policy, contact page, and more. While the WordPress database stores the published date of the page, pages are timeless entities. For example, your About page is not supposed to expire. Sure, you can go back and make updates to it, but chances are you will not have an About page 2012, an About page 2013, etc. Pages aren't meant to be social, so they usually don't have social sharing buttons. For example, you probably don't want visitors to share your privacy policy page on Twitter. Pages also don't include comments. You don't want users to comment on your contact page or your terms of service page. There is an option to enable comments. However, it's disabled by default for your WordPress pages. Unlike posts, pages are hierarchical by nature. For example, you can have subpages or child pages within a page. This might be an instance where you have an About Us tab in the menu, and then in the subpages have something like Our Story and Contact Us. So now that you know the difference, I will show you how to create each and adjust the settings for both. To start, let's talk about making posts or the content type that is more social and allows comments. You can add or edit your WordPress posts by clicking the Posts menu option in your dashboard. If you have downloaded a starter site, like in the last video, you may see preloaded content they've created here. To create your own post, however, you can simply click Add New at the top. Now, here is what the WordPress post editor looks like. You'll want to add a title, and this will also be the URL of the page. Let's pretend I'm making a post about the best places to eat on campus. Then you'll be able to actually start adding content to your page. WordPress uses what is called a block editor, where different content types are displayed in different blocks or rows of information. To add a block, you can click the plus button. You'll see that the block editor offers some of the most popular types of blocks, and it will often show you blocks that you've used recently. To see a full menu of available blocks, you can click Browse All. You'll see there are a lot of blocks to choose from, and you can even download plugins to add even more if you don't see what you're looking for. A lot of this block building will be experimenting to see which blocks give you the appearance that you're looking for. For now, I'll start with a paragraph. So I'll just add some filler text in here to introduce what the post is about. Now you'll see on the right-hand side of this page, there are different styling options for this block. Each block type that you choose will have different options for you to choose from, but for this paragraph block, you can see that I can change the color of the text, the background color of the text, and the size of the text. Since this is my opening paragraph, maybe I'll make this section a little bigger than the rest of the text that I have on my page. And that's a little too big, so what you can actually do is click this button and do a custom size. So maybe I'll do 24. Now I'll add another block. Maybe I want to have a media and text block to display a picture of the place next to my text. So here I will locate the picture I want to add. And then I will add the text that I want to add. You'll also notice that on this right column there is now another plus sign, so I can add new blocks on here. Maybe I will add a heading and a paragraph. Now that I've finished that paragraph, you can see there are more options for this block, including image size and layout on mobile screen. So I'm going to crop this image to fill the entire column. Maybe I'll make it a little smaller this way. And you can play around with this. As I've said before, a lot of this page process will be experimentation where you will just have to play around in the settings to see what types of blocks you like best and what you can do with each block. Once I'm happy with this, I'll go ahead and see what my post looks like on my site by clicking my preview button at the top. Now, you'll see that your post doesn't always look exactly like the page you were just editing. This is because the theme that we chose in the previous videos are editing the way that the post looks for us. If you want to change any of these settings, you can either go to the Appearance tab and change the theme there, or completely choose a new theme if you don't like the way that this content is laid out. You'll also see that because this page is a post, there is the ability to comment, and you can see the other recent posts on the right sidebar. Pages will likely not have the same layout as they are meant to be static. So, going back into the post editor, I will look into one more setting. Since this is a blog about CU, maybe I will want to have different posts related to different parts of campus, and I want to organize them accordingly. You can do that by going to the right sidebar where the block options are and move over to the post settings here. You can see this is where I can change the aspects of the overall page itself, from its visibility to its URL. I'm going to scroll down to categories and click Add New Category. Maybe for this category, I will name it Student Life. You can also see this is where I can nest under other categories, like blog, for example. For now, I'll just make it on its own. You might want to also add a featured image to your post, because this will be the image that is associated with your page and will display if you have a post page. I will just use this image of Willville. You can explore these other options on your own. Now that I have edited all my settings, I will click Publish. And we have created our first post. Now, let's say I want to create a page that displays all of my posts. The way that I will do that is by creating a page. Remember that this is the type of content that is supposed to remain static and is not meant to have comments. So this page will just be a place where you can see all my posts together in one place. So I'll go to the page option back on my dashboard, and then I will click Add New. Then I'll add a title the same as the posts. And you'll see that the page editor looks exactly the same as the post editor in terms of the block. You can do all the same things with the blocks here, so maybe I'll just add a little description of my blog here. And that should be good. So this is actually the only content that I'm going to add to this page because it's going to auto-populate all of my posts once I set it. So I'll just go ahead and hit Publish. And now you can see that the page is pretty blank and doesn't have any content besides what I set, and also, unlike the posts, does not have a sidebar or the comment section. To make it so that all my blog posts will populate, I will actually set this page as my posts page. To do that, I will go to the settings in the left sidebar, back in the dashboard, and go to reading. You can see right now that for the theme and site that I have my home page set as a static page. If you want, you can set your home page to display your posts instead, but I want to keep my home page as a place where I can send people to my post page or maybe my contact page and advertise some other things. So I will keep it as a static page. And then I will click the post page and choose the blog page that I just created. Then I'll click Save Changes. While we're here, I also want to add this blog page to the main menu that's displayed on the top of my page. To do that, I'll go to Appearances and Menus. You'll see that with the theme I have loaded, it came with a menu already. To make sure I'm editing the top menu, I just want to make sure Primary Menu is selected at the bottom. Then, to add a menu item, I'll find it on the left sidebar by clicking View All, and then clicking that blog post page that I just made. And I'll click Add to Menu. And you can see this is where you might nest things underneath other pages. So for example, if I wanted to be under the news page, this will be a sub item. But for now, I'm going to keep it as my own, and I'll actually just go ahead and remove this news page since I won't be using it. Once I'm done editing the menu, I'll click Save Menu. Now I'll click View Site. Your site might look a little different depending on what theme you chose and if you use a starter site as suggested in the last video, but you can see in the top menu there's now my blog post. And if I click that, you can see that it's displaying all of the blog posts that I currently have. And right now, this is the one that came preloaded, and this is the other blog post that came with the theme that I downloaded, but this was the post that we just made a few minutes ago. One last thing I'll show you is that on my homepage I use a starter site, and you can see there's an option for blog posts there. To edit or create any link, you'll click Edit Page, and then you'll want to find the text that you want to link and highlight it. So you can see here it's already linked, but it's not linked to an existing page. So I'll actually just unlink this, re-highlight it, and then click this link. And then you can actually just search the page title here. So if you remember, I did my blog posts, and there's the page title. You can also link to external sites by just putting the URL. And now I can click Update. And once I preview my page now updated, if I click View Posts, it brings me back to this post page. With all of these tools, you now have the capability to make your own blog or website using WordPress and BuffsCreate. Experiment with the tools you've learned in the series to create exactly the space that you want to create. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to our support email at bcsupport@colorado.edu, or feel free to stop in at one of our drop-in office hours. We also have some documentation on our website at buffscreate.net/bc-support. WordPress also has a wide variety of support and tutorials online, so if you find something that you're wanting to do on your site, chances are you can look it up on YouTube.